Hello, my friends. How are you today? Aaron here, bringing you some honest astrology about the full moon in Aquarius that we're having. It actually happened at 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday the 9th, depending on where you're at in the world. So the full moon already happened. Let's take a look at it right now. So our sun is over here in Leo. Leo, the fifth house in the zodiac. This is about ourself. Okay, so the sun itself is illuminating from you being the source. We all have an ego. We can have a healthy relationship or an unhealthy relationship with our ego. But the reason that you dress the way you dress, the reason you talk the way you talk, the things that you enjoy in this life, that's what makes you uniquely you. And your ego is just like your fingerprint, that it's unique to yourself. So this is the way that you extend your light into the world. And what's reflecting back is how you're extending your light into the community. Now, Aquarius over here deals with community. It deals with technology, knowledge, the internet at large here. If I was doing this pre-internet, I could only reach a certain, who could ever fill the room that I'm in? I could only reach a limited amount of my audience, right? But when we do something like this online, friends on Facebook, YouTube, and other social media platforms, we're able to connect with things that we love, our emotional moon, things that we love, things that we cherish, things that we appreciate, with a much larger audience. Okay? Now, I'll continue talking about this, but I want to note here that Mars has just moved out of Virgo. And this is a really important transit that's been happening for the past couple of weeks while Mars is moving through Virgo. It's been conjunct the South Node. And I've talked to a lot of my friends, and myself included here, during this transit. It's felt like a lot of people I've been talking to, it's like we're spinning our wheels, we're not going anywhere, we're not getting done what we need to get done, or we don't feel like we have momentum. And South Node is about letting go. And it's just like, it's okay, doing nothing is doing something, right? So it's like, allow yourself to just breathe, to sit with yourself. If nothing is happening fast, it's okay. Allow it to be a slow process right now. Mercury is also retrograde in Leo as well. So, kind of connecting there with the sun. So it's okay if things are going a little bit slower. If you can just get one thing done at a time. If we're looking at an entire house to clean, we can get overwhelmed with the dishes, the laundry, the bathtub, whatever it may be. If we just look at it at one thing at a time, just focus on that stack of clothes right there, or just that stack of dishes. Whatever it is, it's okay. If you get a little bit done, just keep going at it. And now Mars moving into Libra is creating a very unique, let's go back to the chart here, a very unique trine with Pluto in Aquarius and Uranus in Gemini. Okay, so we see these thick blue lines here, 1 degree, 1 degree, 2 degrees. And Uranus slowly and Mars slowly moving a little bit faster, moving to tighten up this trine. Mars is all about action, and Mars is Pluto is the higher octave of Mars, which deals with active transformation. Okay, and Uranus being the breakthrough. And we see here, we have not only this trine, the isosceles triangle is the strongest force in nature, the strongest form in nature. So action, breakthrough, transformation. These are things that are very important that are going on in all of our lives right now, especially during this full moon of illumination of our egos and how we're connecting with the world at large. So we have action, transformation, breakthroughs in information, Gemini, action in balanced Libra, and transformation in our social knowledge, information, technological highway of Aquarius, this new age of Aquarius. And we can see here, this little blue line there, connecting to Saturn and Neptune, and right there, back to Uranus. So what this is called is a grand kite. So it's a grand trine with 2 sextiles. The point of the kite being here at Saturn and Neptune. Now, Saturn is everything in our physical worlds. It is our physical nature, the third dimension, okay? And Neptune is beyond the third dimension. It's the non-physical world. When we pray, okay, this is connecting with the non-physical. Even if we're just giving thanks for something or going inside. Saturn says, I'm me and you're you, and I can't lift the weights for you. But at the same time, when we get together and do a group meditation, and we focus on a shared or one collective thought together, we can see a spike and a rise, in this specific area when they study this under, the right scientific tools. So it's like we know that getting together and collectively working with the non-physical. And I put out a video about this. And if you're watching this on Facebook, check out the YouTube channel, just my name, Aaron Eschenburg. And I'm talking just about this Uranus and Saturn-Neptune conjunction because this is very special and unique to our time right now. And it's about unwriting the stories that we've been telling in ourselves and planting the seeds of manifestation to allow ourselves to truly flourish, right? And allow ourselves here in this time, in this space, in these bodies to do what we need to do and be less distracted by what's happening in our environment around us, which comes back to this full moon here. But I've got more to show you about this. Now, not only this sextile here, but you can see, look at this down here, to Mercury, which is retrograde in Leo, okay? Sometimes, my friends, this is retrograde, Mercury retrograde, we have to rethink things. This is about rethinking things, aspects of ourselves, aspects of our own ego. And if you know your chart, where is the fifth house for you, or where is Leo in your chart, this will add some light. But this is like rethinking aspects of ourselves, or why are we saying what we're saying? Why are we doing what we're doing? Is it being true and authentic to ourselves, to the source of light, or are we trying to reflect back into the community something which is going with the flow of the crowd? Okay, and that's where this balance comes in, balancing of Mars and our actions. It's like, well, we have to be true to ourselves, and we can allow information to break through and allow ourselves to transform, okay? And then we can add these connections of planting the seeds of our physical reality and manifesting the non-physical. This is the dream. This is Walt Disney saying, look, I have a vision for Disneyland, and other people don't see it, and that's okay because Walt has a dream. This is his idea of what he wants to do with his life, with his ego, and how he wants to give back to the community. Now, here's an interesting aspect about this, because this is about what you love, what you desire in this life, and we also, sorry, before I get on my rant here, let me come back to the chart, because we also have Jupiter conjunct Venus in Cancer. Okay, so Jupiter conjunct Venus in Cancer, this is about what you love, about what you desire. This is inflating and expanding and enlarging all of the things and connecting with the right people. Mars in Libra, connecting with the right people that share the similar frequency, the similar vibration that says, yes, let's collaborate, let's work together, let's do these things. This is what I love, let's do that, let's focus more on that. And it's so much more powerful to focus on that of what you love than getting together in our sewing circles and focusing on that which we do not like. Because again, what you resist persists. And this is really extremely important right now. I'm going to talk about this, okay? Because we're talking about information worldwide. We're talking about information in communities and how it affects communities and our emotions. Okay, so this is important as our emotional moons being illuminated in our egos of like, who are you? What do you do? Okay. There's a tribe in... God, I don't have this all in front of me. Papua New Guinea, somewhere in Africa, that got Starlink recently, and they had new technology, and it's just like, here's this stuff that, us in North America here, we can't live without some of these technologies right now. It's how we navigate the planet on our smartphones, and how we get from A to Z through our navigation system, or how we communicate with the outside world. Excuse me. So we're like, here's this beautiful new technology that you guys can advance your civilization with. And what happened? Let me take a drink of water. We'll think about it for a second. It was bad, right? They got distracted. They were distracted from the duties that they were supposed to be doing. They got distracted from the things that they loved and desired, because now they're breakthrough open to this whole world that they almost know nothing about, and it's transforming how they're acting within their society. Now, is it a good positive transformation, this breakthrough, or is this a transformation that they weren't pleased about? What did they do? They returned the Starlink. They said, this is not for us. They don't want it. And they're even looking at taking legal actions on who gave it to them. From what I remember reading. Okay, the reason that I'm sharing this is because, oh, Oy. Hands. We're not any different. We are just like that tribe. Okay. Now, we've been adapting to the internet. We've been adapting to this technology. We've been adapting to social media, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and all these things. And it's affecting our society and how we act, the actions that we take, the conversations that we're having. Okay. See how this is all tying together right now? And coming back to this Mercury in retrograde. Here's a good way to look at this. When these planets are closer to Earth, when they're coming close to Earth is when, a lot of times is when they're retrograding here. It's this curvature. So what happens is the signal gets so strong. Now my normal job is I'm an audio engineer. I work in television and film. And if I have a microphone wire on you, a transmitter, and I have the receivers on my cart, if you, the person transmitting the signal, gets too close to the receiver, my cart, my audio bag, it can overwhelm the signal, and I'll stop receiving the signal from, oh my God, from you, right? And then even worse, it can overload the input to where now I'm not getting signal from other people. So what does that mean when it's Mercury retrograde and it's close to Earth? It means the signal is being broadcast very loudly. So loudly that it's harder to receive it. It's harder to understand it. So that's why these times, it's not like bury your head in the sand or don't communicate, right? Like what we're doing right now. But it's like maybe take time for certain things. Allow ourselves to just sort or a little bit more patience if our smart lights aren't working, if our technology isn't working the way it should be. It's like it's okay, take a little bit of time. And maybe even, like that tribe, take some time away from the technology. Find ourselves in nature, regrounding, rerouting, and finding those things that we love, want, and desire. Because again, this Jupiter-Venus expansion of that which we love in Cancer, and it's like coming home. And the more that we're focused on, and this isn't turning a blind eye, everybody fits into their place, and everybody helps the collective in their own different way. That's the beauty of this energy. And the more that you focus on what way you help the community and what way you're giving back and what your dreams are that you're trying to plant the seeds and manifest in your garden called your life, this is an extremely exciting and transformative time. And this changes literally how we progress on a daily basis. Like, what are the first things that you do when you wake up in the morning? If it's checking your phone and technology, hey, I'm not going to get on you for it. But it's like, is it time to break the cycle? Maybe it's time to take a couple deep breaths. Hello, world. Thank you for another day, or find your own routine. Find your own thing that works for you, what makes sense for you. And it's like we have a lot of influencers. It's one of the reasons why I stepped back from doing this, the daily horoscopes. Like, there's so many people just jamming in our faces this message, and this is what you need to do, and this is how you should live your life, and it be more like me and less like you, and you'll be happier. It's like, I don't believe in that. And I believe we're all these different colors of the spectrum of the rainbow. Astrology is a universal message, but you're going to find slightly different variations from different astrologers. But essentially, it leads back to you and your life, and if we're listening to every, it's like all of these influencers is kind of like the barking dog on the way to our destination. We're never going to get there if we just keep, then this is the next pill I need. This is the next thing that's going to make me happier. This is the next thing that makes me happy. Well, this Venus, Jupiter in Cancer, this is like, friends, what makes you happy? And it's okay if you can't answer that right off the gate. And I hope it comes from internal and not like I can't be happy until this. I can't be happy until these injustices in the world stop happening. It's like we will never be vibrating at the frequency to illuminate the light that we need to be when we diminish our light through this. I hope that makes sense. Because the world needs you strong. The world needs your light bright and holding it high. So that's where we're at. If you followed along this far, thank you. Give it a like, whatever. Give it a comment. It's those little things like that help share, and get this stuff out there. So it's like we have this amazing transformative time right now, and it's like it's okay to slow down. It's okay that not everything is happening at the record speed that we want it to be happening. Takes time for the tree to grow, for the apples to seed and bloom and blossom, and for the fruit to be ripe and good enough to eat, or for that fruit to be ripe, and then you got to cut it up and bake it into a pie, right? Everything is a process. So it's just respecting the process and the time that it takes to do certain things, and shutting me up, turning this off, and just giving yourself some time in nature, some time to listen what makes you happy, what makes you shine, what makes you vibrant and feel vivid and alive and joyful. And when you want to bring that and share it with the rest of the world, because we all need that. We all need you to be your joyous, beautiful self. And I look forward to seeing you and giving you a hug. All right. Until next time, my friends, I love you. I wish you enough.